Welcome to Battlefield Report's daily analysis on the war in Ukraine. The commander of the Central Military District, Colonel General Alexander Lapin, is in charge of the Central Group of Forces, which is in charge of operations against Lysychansk, according to Russian Ministry of Defense spokesperson Igor Konashenkov on June 24. And presumably Severodonetsk. Konashenkov said that the southern set of forces is under the direction of Army General Sergei Surovikin, head of the Russian Aerospace Forces, who oversaw the encirclement of Kursk and Zolot. The Russian Ministry of Defense statement does not specify when the adjustments took place, but it verifies that the Russian High Command is reorganizing and reforming military leadership in order to better plan operations in Ukraine. The British Ministry of Defense confirmed that the Russian command had removed several generals from important operational positions in Ukraine, including Colonel General Andrei Serdyukov, commander of the Airborne Forces, and Alexander Dvornikov, commander of Russia's Southern Military District, who was probably serving as the theater commander overall. 5. The Southern Military District will come under Surovikin's command, according to the British Ministry of Defense. Dvornikov has probably been demoted from his prior position, despite the fact that the Russian Ministry of Defense's announcement only refers to the Center and South force groups, rather than the Southern Military District as a whole. On June 25, Russian forces launched an unusually high number of missile attacks against Ukrainian rear areas. According to the Ukrainian Air Force Command, Russian troops launched more than 50 missiles from the air, the sea, and the ground at Ukraine, hitting locations in the Zhytomyr, Kiev, Khmelnytsky, Chernihiv, Lviv, Mykolaiv, Kharkiv, and Dnipropetrovsk oblasts. 6 Russian Tu-22M3 bombers took out from the Shaykova airport in Belarus and fired 12 Kh-22 cruise missiles at land targets in the Kiev, Sumy, and Chernihiv oblasts. This was the first such launch from Belarus, according to the Ukrainian Main Intelligence Directorate GUR. The Ukrainian Air Force Command said that Russian troops attacked targets in western Ukraine with sea-based Kalibr missiles, northern Ukrainian targets with X-22 and ground-based Iskander and Tochka-U missiles, and southern Ukrainian targets with ONYX missiles and Bastion systems. Many of the missiles, which were purportedly shot down by Ukrainian air defense, were probably aimed against crucial support facilities in regions of Ukraine where there is no active hostilities. According to Ukrainian intelligence, the Kremlin is still engaging in clandestine partial mobilization in support of what it is coming to see as an attrition battle in eastern Ukraine. The Kremlin is conducting covert partial mobilization operations while also mobilizing the BARs, the Combat Army Reserve of the country system, and other constant readiness forces, according to Vadim Skibitsky, a representative of the Ukrainian Main Intelligence Directorate, GUR. Skibitsky indicated that 105 battalion tactical groups, BTGs, are now engaged in the conflict in Ukraine and that, depending on Russian reserve capabilities, this number might rise to 150 to 160 BTGs. However, he did not provide a timeline for this mobilization. By September 11, when the Kremlin hopes to organize referendums to directly annex territory or establish quasi-state, people's republics, Skibitsky reaffirmed that the Kremlin's top aim is to obtain control of the whole Donbass. Consolidating its control over Kherson Oblast is its secondary goal. The Kremlin wants to boost mobilization efforts to support long-term military and political objectives in Ukraine's seized regions and wage a protracted battle there. Belarusian engagement in the conflict in Ukraine on behalf of Russia is still quite improbable, according to Ukraine's Main Intelligence Directorate. According to Vadim Skibitsky, a GUR official, Belarusian soldiers won't assault Ukraine without the assistance of the roughly 1,500 Russian troops stationed in Belarus. A united Russian-Belarusian shock group would take 3 to 4 weeks to establish, with another 2 to 3 weeks required to merely deploy enough Russian soldiers into Belarus, according to Skibitsky, who also highlighted that Belarus has 7 BTGs stationed along the Ukrainian border on a rotational basis. The GUR statement confirms that recent Belarusian operations near the Ukrainian border are dangerous but very unlikely to prevent real engagement in the war. These measures are presumably meant to fix Ukrainian forces in place in anticipation of Belarusian action. It has been Battlefield Reports on the war in Ukraine. If you liked the content, don't forget to subscribe for more daily analyses and footage.